My name is Richard, and this is my display. I am basically doing authentic sets from different time periods. This one where the camera's facing now is called Life on Mars, which came out in the early 2000s. This basically had the very first pumping mechanism. If we watch this one, if you keep an eye on the little green guy there,
Yep.
watch this. If I push this pump here,
Oh, that's brilliant.
and if we just turn it back to push,
So here he comes, I see him.
yeah, this one basically was inspired by
cool.
This one was inspired by when NASA was attempting to go to Mars in the early 2000s itself. Also, these days also had like cool working mechs or something that you could actually disassemble and reassemble in different parts though to build like all different kinds. Now I'm not going to show that today because that'd be quite finicky. But they actually had what made the set stand out mainly was its pumping mechanism. Sorry, I'm just trying to push this back in.
All right, don't worry.
And also these guys. These were one of the very first authentic Martian people.
Look at that.
Yeah, very interesting
cool.
for a time as opposed to a regular minifig. This set was also quite popular though. But in Windsor, Legoland, there used to be they did a play about these guys once. I remember seeing it as a kid. Over here, though, just right next to them on the next table, is one that needs no introduction if you're a Technic fan. One of the very first Technic cars, and yeah, don't mind these two. This was one that had the actual working gear systems. Now, I'm not going to operate right now because it's quite finicky. But yeah, and also a working steering wheel, which could actually motorize all the gears and everything.
Yeah.
It's knocking this chap. This is a spare piece I as well got at a fair once. This one as well has working gears, and as you can see here, the mechanisms do like go back and forth like an actual car or something like that. Round here is if we move on to the next one, this is This is the Town set from the early 90s. This is the Harbour set. Well, two sets actually. Harbour number 1 with this crane here, and if you look carefully, you might just spot the owl who's working the crane at the minute for the hunters to look for. He gets paid in mice. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, it's a bad joke. Yeah, of course, it has the working cranes where you could actually maneuver it like this and even lower it like this. Along with this crane here as well, though, which had rather unusual mechanism gears. I think this is one of the only few sets that has these pieces in it. Quite hard to find, though.
They are now, you're right.
This one at the back, though, as well, was also I brought by accident. This truck, as well, is quite a classic collector's piece, though, with its design and the things. If you remember the advert from the time, you'll definitely remember seeing it flying off the truck. The next set over here.
Oh, I know these.
Yeah. This one here needs no introduction. This is a classic space, and the classic spaceship as well to go with it from the 1980s. It's original long, sleek design. Now, this is not piece by piece, and this is quite old, and some of them may be missing one or two. But, yeah. This one I managed to win at an auction, though, for just 200 quid.
You did well there.
Yeah. All of this for just 200. Ignore that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All these, the original most of them are the original spaceship pieces, all the original, well, there's a lot of sets that many people might remember from this time period.
I actually own some of it still. I was pulling some of it apart yesterday.
Yeah.
And Paul's like, what are you doing? I said, I need the parts, leave me alone.
I bet he was not happy with you for that.
Well, have you seen what I'm currently bringing?
That Town set?
No, the bee.
Oh, the bee.
The bee's mine. Well, I should say partially mine.
I say it must have been a bit of a sting trying to put it together.
He's been built for 5 years.
I remember seeing him, I think, here at the 2002 one.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, when I had the last display here. Next one here, though, is quite a funny one. I briefly remember from my childhood.
This is new to me.
This one's called Aqua Zone. This came out in the early 90s. This is basically what they call the first underwater theme.
Yes, of course.
This consisted, though, of three waves of it, though. This is the generation 1 of it. These are the Aquanauts, basically the heroes of our section, and the whole classic dig for the crystal scenario.
Oh!
I mean, how repetitive that has been for years, though, in Lego. But
yeah, you think they'd dig for something else now, wouldn't you? No, maybe gold.
Yeah. Oh no, they just make the same mold except it's coloured gold.
I know.
Yeah. This basically though had a bit of a spacing theme, but it was also mainly just underwater though, which made it set apart. And one of my favourites, also the aqua sharks over here. This is one of my favorite designs because I like their slimline design and something that might actually work in real life.
Yeah,
And it also has the magnets, not like many others, like from the M-Tron series. They were quite cool from their time.
Love that. Loving the yellow standing out on the blue, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the backgrounds, you can thank my assistant's mother over there, though, for painting them for me. They based them on the original box sets. This one I definitely remember from my childhood, and also was even spawned video games. Rock Raiders, the precursors to Power Miners. This basically was a bit like Power Miners, except it took place where these guys got stranded on another planet, and they had to hunt for, again, say it with me, crystals. But this time they called it Raconium in the comic books. Yes, this has actually had a comic book compared to many other series. And these ones also had cool, intricate designs and a strange case of colour. I mean, if you told me that brown, grey, cyan, and black would actually be a bad colour combination, I think you're wrong.
No, I agree.
It actually just seemed to work because
it makes it pop, doesn't it? Like, for instance, the boosters on the back.
Yep, on the back of this mech. But I don't want to leave out the real star of this occasion. Meet the rock monster, the very first rock monster, and considered the very first big fig ever made.
That's cool.
He doesn't do much except wave his arm up and down, and his friend there, of course, holding up, trying to throw that thing. Yeah, I did that myself. Yeah, these guys as well, though, were also very popular. They had a lot of promotional ads, and again, yeah, they actually had a video game based on these guys. One for the PlayStation 1 and one for the PC. But yeah. And this set was also quite stand out for as well for its strange, cool color contrast. And this guy himself, though, he's worth quite a lot of money himself, though, because he was never sold in any of the big sets. He was sold as part of a polybag.
Right.
So yeah, this is my set of collections.
Out of everything, do you have a favourite piece, a favourite part of the model, or a favourite figure?
Well, I'd have to say, though, again, I'd have to come on to it with the part saying that one of the rock monsters is definitely one of my favourites, because it's definitely a unique piece. And out of all set, out of most pieces...
We've got that at home!
Yeah, this... I'd have to say one of the pump mechanisms I definitely remember, because I remember getting a few pieces of Life on Mars as a kid. This one, I definitely got as a kid, where you could actually take off this bit and turn it from a four-legged mech into a two-legged mech.
So this is new to me. I've never seen this before. This is definitely new.
Yeah, well, this was.
I like this.
But this is this was quite intricate for its design, though. How it showcased, and I said it was quite popular. I remember seeing a small play they did for people dressed up as the Martians for it. It was quite cool for the time. So yeah, that's my display, and thank you for listening for me rambling on.
Thank you so much.